Okay, so here I am playing The Settlers Online. It's a browser-based MMO developed by Blue Byte and published by Ubisoft. Now, I know a few weeks before I covered Anno Online, or Anno, yeah, Anno Online, which was also a free-to-play browser-based game. So apparently Ubisoft is now dumping all of these browser-based games they created onto Steam. And as you can see, the UI is the same. It has that sidebar that takes up space on your screen for no reason and doesn't go anywhere. But I've played some of the other Settler games and I find them compelling, so I figured I would give this one a shot. Can I do that? Okay, here we go. We're right into the quests right away, it looks like. So I'm supposed to build my first building, I guess. The avatar. In the upper left corner you will find your avatar. Here you can get information about the following things. 1. The quest book. The quest book opens your quest book. 2. Experience bar. 3. After collecting certain quantities of XP you will gain a new level. With each level you unlock new features. And the logout button. Okay, that's pretty standard. Now, one of the things I really don't like about these browser-based ports onto Steam is the fact that despite the fact that they're running on your hardware, on your hard drive, they actually, all the assets are localized. Not localized. All the assets are dynamic, which means that they have to go ahead and download them from the server each time you play. I think that sort of defeats the point of installing it to your hard drive. If I'm going to install a game through Steam, I want it to reside predominantly on my hard drive. It's going to save me bandwidth that way. There's no point in forcing the game to download all the assets again, as if it's a browser-based game when you're running it through Steam. So I really don't understand that at all. What am I supposed to do here? Build your first building. Okay. Here it is. We're going to be building... Man, so much text. I guess I'm building a pine cutter. Is that a pine cutter? Is that a pine cutter? Okay, wait. Stop. Build menu. It's pine wood cutter. So we're probably going to put that close to the trees, the pine trees. Let's put it right there. Well, you can zoom in and out. Very well, you've now finished the first step in creating a basic stable economy. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, congratulations, you've leveled up. Now I need to build a sawmill. Well, I imagine it should be next to the stockpile. No idea really where that should go. I have to say, the quest system here is rather overwhelming. I mean, if you look at this, why not just present the quest you have unlocked currently? Why do you need all these additional leaflets of paper open? Are they additional quests? It's cognitive overhead that you don't need. Oh look, I got achievements, okay. I even forget, what was I supposed to build? Select a mayor's house. Oh, there it is. And click stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you can see, the mayor's house has different pages, where you can see different things. The same is true of storehouses. Anyway, enough theory for now. Let's focus on your economy again. Now, the only problem with this is the text is hard for me to read. Congratulations, you've managed to level up again. Okay. Replanting trees. Maybe you've already asked yourself whether all the trees will disappear if we keep on clearing the forest like that. You're right, and that's why we have to do something to prevent such a situation. We will build a forester. So, going to the build menu and placing a forester. I imagine I'll place it somewhat close to the pine wood cutter to replenish the trees in that area. The workyard. I believe I played the second Settlers game. It's the classic one that everybody likes. This isn't like it. I mean, if you look at it, the roads, I didn't have to build any roads. I think having to build the roads and the flags, those were a staple of the series. Why would you get rid of them? Now it's like any other sim management game. Economy overview. This economy overview is the newest invention of the King's Treasurer. I took the liberty of integrating it here as well. With it, you can check whether there are any problems in your production chains and whether you can do something more effectively. For example, it seems your tree deposits are decreasing. You should check them. Building materials. Tree deposits. Yeah, as you can see, the production is below how many I'm consuming. Pinewood plank production. For stable pinewood plank production, a lot of steps are necessary. By the time we complete the quest chain, you will have efficient plank production. Short quest chain. To complete the main quest, finish all the sub-quests. That's why they have all of these tasks. These are sub-quests. And I need to complete them all to complete the main quest. So I'm going to be placing another pine wood cutter. That's interesting. As you can see here, the currency are gems. Obviously, you can pay gems to speed things up. I need 2 to speed this building up. Is that really a bad thing? I mean, I know a lot of people don't like games like this for all the microtransactions, but that's not really putting other players at a disadvantage. It's not essentially screwing over the free-to-play players by allowing those who want to speed up the game a bit the ability to do so at a price. Okay. Unlock more stuff by leveling up. Stone production. For stable stone production, you will need some preparation. By the time we complete this quest chain, we will have sufficient stone production. Okay, it looks like I need to build a tavern, but I don't have enough stone to do it. So they're going to have me buy stone, I reckon. Let's see here. Letter. Looks like the letter is from your brother Theodore. I have a new mail. Oh yeah. There's a package of resources accompanying it. I took the liberty of adding the resources to your star menu, and you can read the letter in your mailbox. I'm curious to know what your brother wants to tell you. All hail. This is your brother, Theodore. I've heard the rumor saying you have located to a new island to build a new settlement there. My congratulations. As a small present, I have transferred some resources to your star menu to support your project. I would be happy to receive an invitation to visit from you. After all, I'm sure there is much you could teach me. Best wishes, Theodore. Good. How do I use that? Okay. I just put it in the mayor's house, I guess. Okay, building a tavern to allow the recruitment of specialists. I'm gonna see if I can place some more foresters. Oh, that's gonna take a while. So overall, what is the real attraction to this game? I don't know. It looks pretty bland from where I am. The times to build things are very long, as you can see right here. I have the foresters queued up along with the tavern. The tavern itself is going to take 9 minutes yet to finish building. You can hurry that up, of course, if you want to pay 10 gems. I don't have any gems. Then you go over to the quests. The quests are a little overwhelming, to say the least, in my opinion. I mean, it seems like I've played this game before, probably because it is very similar to NO Online. But these quests, I don't get the point of it. Why do I have to scroll down for this? It should be bigger. The window should be bigger. Here we have global chat. Can you believe there are a lot of people who actually play this? I mean, if you look at the Steam stats, there are 445 people playing this on Steam right now. And nobody is typing in global? That's unheard of. No, not really. Stronghold Kingdoms is like that all the time. So you have a whole bunch of friend slots down here. And you can add them to it for some reason. I don't think there's any combat against people in this game, but there's no real way of knowing. So, I guess one of the big draws to the settlers is the complex economy. You know, where you're mining raw resources, or you're harvesting raw resources, and then you're converting them into different things. So you'll have wood being chopped into planks, and then planks being made into lumber, or whatever the hell you have. I think I put the cart before the horse there. You have the woodcutter making logs, and the sawmill making planks, and then you use planks to build buildings. So they have rather long resource chains, which is a little bit like NO Online, which I reviewed a couple months ago. And it was also a browser-based game like this is. I actually preferred the aesthetic of NO Online. This game looks very browser-based. As you can see, there are no animations for... Okay, the water is slightly animated, but most of the map here, trees, no animations. It's very bare bones, very basic. I believe this game was originally released, according to Wikipedia, it was originally released in 2012. But if you look at the Steam store page for it, it says 2010. So I don't know who is right about that. You would think Ubisoft would know when their own game came out, but I've seen stranger things happen on the Steam store, where they'll list a game that came out in 2002 as having come out in 2014. There doesn't really seem to be any sort of check that Valve puts on stuff that's released in the Steam store. So what you have here is a very basic map. It's stagnant. Nothing is actually animated on it. You can see the trees don't move. They're not animated at all. One of my favorite, and I think one of the most distinctive parts of the Settlers franchise, or one of the defining features, has been removed, and that's the flag system with the roads. You no longer have to connect any buildings to the capital or the mayor's house with roads. I don't understand why they would get rid of that unless they thought it'd be more welcoming to new players, but at the same time you're alienating veteran players, and you're also removing the one real feature that distinguished the franchise from other city building games, essentially. So there isn't really a whole lot here to like. What you're going to be doing is simply feeding a quest machine the entire time you play this game. It is one of the things I really like about Stronghold Kingdoms is the fact that it isn't quite so quest driven. With this, I really don't feel any motivation to try to build anything separate on my own. It feels like I'm supposed to basically follow along the entire time with the quest. Look, quest completed. I produced 3 pinewood planks. It's a side quest. What do I get? I get 20 lumber, 20 pine wood. Yay. And apparently you have quite a few different woods. You got pine wood planks and hardwood planks. So the resource diversification is one thing you won't see in a lot more streamlined and basic MMOs, browser-based MMOs. But at the same time, I don't think it's really enough to make up for the shortcomings of this MMO. To call it an MMO is sort of false. Is there a map? Is there a map that you can actually see of the entire world? Because these games, they like to call them MMOs simply because they have a built-in social networking feature, essentially. That is not the same thing as an MMO, where you're actually playing with other people in the same world. This is like being like having somebody as a friend on Steam. I mean, there's really no other point to it. It's a very limited social network, and then they call it an MMO because they tacked it onto a browser-based game that is fed through microtransactions. So no, I don't believe this game does justice to the Settlers franchise whatsoever, even as a browser-based MMO. And I have been quite generous, let's say, with a lot of MMOs out there. A lot of even browser-based MMOs. There were like Anno Online. I actually found that fun for the first 4 hours or so. This I don't. Look how long I'm having to wait just to build my my third building, and already you have to wait 9 minutes. It's ridiculous. I mean, I understand the game is probably designed, it was set up to be something that you play intermittently. You log in and out. You're not going to be spending an entire hour playing it at a time. But this is the tutorial. This is the part of the game where you're supposed to grab an audience's attention and make them want to come back for more. And making me wait 10 minutes to build a quest-generated building, a quest-required building, this early on in the game is making me want to close it right now and never come back again. And that's likely what I will do at the end of this video. Here, I really like this. Undefined text. What, you couldn't add the tags for your XML files in here? What the hell is that? Undefined text. So there's also an unfinished feeling here as well, especially for a game that's been out as long as this one. That should never be the case. Efficiency ranking, okay. And like I said, the text, the fonts are just terrible. I'm playing this on a 1080p screen, and I'm sitting about a foot away from it. I can't see the text all the time. I understand I probably need a new prescription, but no. The text is terrible. It's hard to read. I have to scroll through stuff I shouldn't have to scroll through to read it all. This is not do justice to the Settlers franchise. I will be uninstalling this game when I finish this video, and that's it. So 90%, okay. I rambled on for about 9 minutes talking about this game and why I don't really approve of it. That's not that I have to approve of it or anything. It's not fun, you know? What's fun about waiting this long? I want to do something else. I mean, why bother? Why would you bother building anything in this game? Have you given me any incentive to want to continue to play it? I mean, first you overload the player with a whole bunch of help pop-ups that have very tiny examples what you're supposed to do. There's no animation saying like click here or anything. They give you pictures and say step 1, step 2, step 3, and that's all you get. So no, terrible game. And I've been generous. I have been generous before, and this is just the worst. I think it should have remained in browsers. Stay off the Steam store and quit cluttering it up with garbage like this. So there you have it. The Settlers Online for what it's worth. Boo!